Okay, yo ho, everybody. We're gonna make some date nut bread. My mom used to make a date nut bread, and she used to bake it in soup cans. I know it sounds crazy, but she would peel the labels off the soup cans, wash them out real good on the inside, and then grease them, and then she would put the date nut bread batter in the soup cans and bake them. They were excellent. I cannot find this recipe for this particular date nut bread, so I'm trying different recipes. Okay, this one here, there's 4 cups of chopped dates, 2 cups of cranberries, dried cranberries, and 2 cups of raisins in this bowl right here that I'm working around. There's also the salt, the sugar, and the butter, and I just poured in some very strong hot coffee. Now the coffee's gonna melt the butter. This is a very easy recipe, believe me. Once you get all the ingredients together, all you do is put them in the bowl and you mix it up. That's all you do. I mean, it's 1, 2, 3. So anyway, I'll leave the recipe in the description box of everything that's in there, and you know, if you want, give it a try. Now, wait a minute. I made this recipe double, so in other words, if you want to make it and just make you know, a usable amount, just cut it in half. Cut everything in half. I doubled it. I plan on freezing some of the loaves. Okay, now wait a minute. Watch this. I was gonna edit this out, but then I thought, no, what the heck? I want to show you that even somebody who used this machine a billion times can still make a mistake. Look, I hit the thing and it went on high, and there's flour everywhere. All right. I was going to edit that out, but I figured, oh, what the heck. I'm just going to show you guys that even somebody that's done this for years can still goof. Okay. Okay, so there went the dates, the cranberries, the raisins, the coffee, the salt, the sugar. What I did was I used, instead of using brown sugar, I used stevia. And then I added a little bit of molasses to it just to give it some brown color. You know, the stevia, it's not sugar, so it doesn't... So in other words, whatever you bake with it, it won't brown. You know, it'll brown a little bit, but not like it normally would. So anyway, there goes 4 eggs. Now, the recipe called for 2 eggs. Actually, the single recipe calls for 1 egg. But I tried this a couple weeks ago, and 1 egg just was not enough. So if you're going to do the regular recipe, it would be 2 eggs, but I've doubled it, so I'm going to use 4 eggs. Okay, so that's it. I mean, that's all you got to do. And then you throw in the nuts and you're done. You're done mixing. Mix it for maybe a minute or so, and that's the end. You know, there's no cream in the sugar, the butter, the this, the that. You just throw everything in the bowl and start mixing. All right, make sure the thing is not on high when you turn it on. Okay, anyway. The original recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of vodka. So I would have used 2 tablespoons of vodka in here. But I didn't want to waste the vodka, so forget it. It's not in there. By the way, there went a little bit more flour. I'm thinking that the flour that flew out of the bowl, you know, I needed a little bit more. Okay, now the pans are greased and they are floured, so they're ready to go. The color on the video doesn't seem to be exactly right. It looks a little bit too light. But anyway, like I said, it's a very easy recipe. Once you get all the ingredients together, boom, it's 1, 2, 3. Just mix everything in the bowl and out it goes. Oh, also I added a little bit more butter too. It didn't seem like it had enough oil in it. Now I'll tell you what. Listen, this cake or bread is better the next day. It really is better. It has to cure. It has to cure for at least a day. The dates, I think the dates are what's doing it. The dates have to, everything has to meld together. It all has to incorporate. And this stuff is better the next day when it's cold. It's a very good coffee cake. If you take it out of the refrigerator and you cut a piece and you put some room temperature butter on it, whoo, mama! That's the best stuff there is right there. All right, so anyway, you might be able to find this someplace else around town. I'm not sure where, but if you do, you ain't going to find it any better than this right here. I'll see you later. I got to go. I got to eat.